Thank you.
Sorry.
You see my face wrinkle up.
As part of the water and wastewater system improvement, there's a very large telemetry component, probably $250,000 of improvements that were paid to get everything into one system. So there's a master system at the Well 18 facility that collects data from mobile home estates, water distribution, from the Casita Park lift station, from the Aspen wastewater treatment facility, all the way up to, Moonlight Reservoir, Pinecone Booster Pump Station, all the way out to Cottonwood, Fallen Tree, Dharma Ocean Lift Station, Wagon Wheel Lift Station. It all comes to one place. And from there, it's sent to the two computers that reside in the office. One's in Stephen's office and one's in the operator's office. And there are charts that are created. And you can see tank levels go up and down, and pumps come on and off, and flows and pressures. And it's a great tool for capturing data. And if there's a problem, going back and figuring out what exactly happened. It kind of gives, instead of searching through 65 miles of distribution on a water issue, a lot of times you can go to the SCADA component now, and SCADA is supervisory control and data acquisition. Go to that and figure out where do we start looking, and probably save a lot of time. So a lot of automation has occurred. There's still some manual operation required. We don't want the operators doing nothing. So the automation itself is going to help them be more efficient and allow them, I think, to get out and do some other things. You've seen, maybe heard that they've rebuilt 5 fire hydrants. It'll give them the time to maintain some of those components that maybe wouldn't get the attention or haven't gotten the attention that they needed because the operators have been spread so thin across 42 miles of sewer and 65 miles of water. So
Stephen, you might want to say something about what this saves in terms of staff time, coming in the morning and having to get in a truck and go and visit all these sites.
Yeah.
I mean,
a
couple hours at the beginning of the day. It was.
It's a minimum of 2 hours to drive around all of the facilities. There are still several facilities that do require an operator to observe on a daily basis. And as Brad said, the collection of data is super helpful to our operation. And the alarms will be really important, especially when there's a power outage or a motor failure or a pump failure or a lift station overflows. So we're really looking forward to getting the alarms set, and that will go through our call center. So the operator that's on call will get a text, and then you'll be able to identify what the alarm is and see if you need to respond immediately. So overall, it's a great improvement.
I have a question for you, Steve. Does the system have a crisis control plan in place? If you lost power, how long would it be able to operate?
We anticipate, well, depending on how long the power outage was, we can, under the average circumstance, probably have enough water for 4 or 5 days.
Do generators just back up?
We do, although they are only for the treatment plant and the wastewater lift stations. That is on our wish list, a generator that would be able to run Well 18, but there are other needs in the district capital improvement wise that are going to outweigh that. And so at some point we look to being able to hook up a generator at Well 18, and we did make provisions for it in the design of the building. So once the district does have the funding, we will be able to install that. And that will probably be about $80,000 for a generator to run Well 18.
That's a good one, Karen. That's a point that Stephen, in talking through this overall project, we made arrangements to provide for that emergency power generation, but didn't have the funds available to implement it to the full extent. But if you were to have an extended power outage for some reason, we could bring a generator from off-site. We could rent one and put it at Well 18 and power up and keep water service going.
How long would a generator keep it running for?
As long as you put gas in it.
You put gas in it?
Yeah. So that, I mean, I think that was a wise addition to the project. Of course, we'd love to have gone all the way to having that generator on site, But with the additional $80,000 right now, given the frequency that we have those extended outages, we thought it'd be better just to rent a generator, bring it in. He's got the generator at the wastewater plant. We could run it back and forth, treat wastewater, produce water, treat wastewater, produce water. That doesn't really work very well.
Yeah, we have discussed it, and it's just priorities. There's so many needs in this district.
You could buy one surplus, you know, and for far less than 80,000. I've seen them go for a few $100. Very substantial power generation stations. You know, especially military surplus. Somebody, you know, needs to watch the auctions.
Yeah, we did look into the possibility of getting a used generator, and that's some of the cost of the generator, but actually getting all of the electrical and electronic equipment hooked up is a huge part of that installation cost, and there are no breaks on that. Those guys charge what they charge, and it's expensive.
We might find some volunteers in the community that would do that. We have electricians here, you know, former electricians.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless, absolutely.
John has a question.
On this issue, I've been wondering about the transfer pumps throughout all the chalets. Has there been any discussion given to solar enhancement on some of these transfer pumps?
We've looked at that, and you know, again, there's a possibility of some funding that might become available, you know, in the coming year. But yeah, we would like to put everything on independent power.
Right.
During the day, anyway. If anyone has an opportunity to see a really amazing facility, go to the city of Alamosa. Their wastewater treatment now during the day is all solar. And it's just extraordinary, and we really would love to be able to do something like that. If you have a chance, the facility down in Alamosa is absolutely state-of-the-art right now. It's an amazing facility, both their water treatment, because they have to deal with arsenic, and the wastewater treatment facility. It's really extraordinary. Okay, discuss status of installation of booster pump for well 18.
Brad, do you want me to handle that?
Yeah, I'll weigh in if you need.
So our second pump had a problem down at the new booster station at well 18. And so the motor was removed and sent back to the manufacturer. That's a warranty issue. It has been handled by the manufacturer as a warranty issue. The distributor for the pumps and the motor will be bringing the motor back to the district. When we installed the new motor, though, we discovered that there was still an issue with that pump. And so Grundfos is the manufacturer of that pump, and they have given the district an incredible price break on the purchase of a third pump, because we cannot pull that second pump out because it still functions. If we were to remove it, the first pump failed, we would have no capacity to deliver water at all. And so we're purchasing a third pump. We already have the third motor. And so to kind of make a long story short, next week we will have both pumps up and operational, and that backup pump or the pump that's malfunctioning will be sent back to Grundfos for a review and rebuild or warranty.
And that will be a backup pump for us.
And that will be a backup pump. So if it happens again, then we'll just be able to pull it out and send the other one out. So that's really good news. The pumps are normally $16,000. We were able to get this pump for $6,000. So they gave us an incredible discount on it.
And it does give you the level of redundancy that you really probably should have had going into the project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and both pumps are still functional. The one pump that is not performing at the level of service that we want still is being used during the day to move water. We've been watching it. We've been almost trying to break it. just to really test it and see, but it's still, I was down there today and it was pumping, it should pump 250 gallons a minute, and right now it was pumping 210.
So what is the actual issue with it?
We're not sure if it's a seal on one of the bowls, something, it's just not all the way, but they're gonna, not Gorman Puss is gonna look into it and get it repaired and returned to us.
Replacement of well 17?
So, the draft amendment has been sent to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and they have sent it along to the Attorney General, and so that's in process. That will be the redesignation of the emergency backup well 18 that we're drilling here in the next 2 months to be designated as the alternate point of diversion for well 17. And so that is in process, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope that comes together as we anticipate. In terms of the well 18 improvements, the design for the well 18 emergency well, that's been completed, and we are preparing for public bidding for that project.
Yeah, I have a question on the well 17. You know, the water level in our reservoir has been dropping and dropping. So what is the depth of that well?
It will be 155 feet.
155?
And it cannot be any deeper than that because the original well was not deeper than that.
Okay.
What's the drawdown level when you're pumping full force?
I think we're, is it 50 feet?
Yeah, I could go look on the computer.
Yeah, you could. So it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 feet. And the existing well 18 is 130 feet deep. There's about 70 feet of water above the pump.
Just good level?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, during the high usage periods when we had both of those pumps running in that well, we still had 40 to 45 feet of water over that pump.
Yeah.
And we were pumping at 400.
And that's current. That's what's happening.
425
That's
gallons.
what's happening right now.
But it has been lowering.
Well, it did lower. We did notice that it was getting lower, but it still allowed us to do the pumping we needed to.
Okay.
But it is something that we are now able to monitor and keep record of because we have a transducer in the well, and so that will give us that measurement on a daily basis.
Is Fish and Wildlife
Which is
getting
very
this
important.
information? Does it want it?
No, it doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Because they do have various sites monitoring table height of the water.
They do
But
monitor
they're not
wells.
interested in
I don't think they're interested in it.
Okay.
Okay, your 17 will be 155 feet?
That's correct.
Okay, good.
Okay, discuss and consider approval of resolution 2012-201 accepting water and wastewater improvement constructed by Farner to be distributed at meeting.
I think we need to discuss